Good morning, mathematicians, and welcome back to your math lesson of the day. We are moving on to lesson 10.7, where we are going to be problem solving today. So buckle up, mathematicians. Take 2 deep breaths because we are going to solve a word problem together. And boys and girls, we are going to have to be math detectives today, because math detectives find the math. So I'm going to read the word problem to you, and then we are going to work together to find the math. All right. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Ed has 3 train cars. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. All right, boys and girls, so in our word problem, we have some names and we have some numbers. So the first thing we are going to do is we are going to find each person, and we are going to look at the clue. Each of our 3 boys has train cars. So we are asking ourselves, how many train cars does Jake have? Is our question. How many train cars does Jake have? If Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed, Ed has 3 train cars, Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. We're looking for Jake's train cars. So let's look at the clues, boys and girls. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. How many train cars does Ed have? Ed has 3 train cars. But we are not done there, boys and girls. We have our friend Ben. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. All right, boys and girls, take a deep breath. We are going to take these 3 clues and we are going to make a graph. We are going to use this bar graph to help us find how many train cars Jake has. So we know that Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Can we color in Jake's train cars? Not first, because we know he has 4 more than Ed, but first we need to look at how many does Ed have. Ed has 3 train cars. So boys and girls, we are going to push that back and we are going to color in Ed's train cars. With my bar graph, I'm going to color in a bar all the way to show Ed's train cars. 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to draw a line at 3 and draw a bar to show me that Ed has 1, 2, 3 train cars. Now let's go back to the clue about Jake. Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed. Let's look at our graph. If Jake has 4 more train cars than Ed, how many train cars does Jake have? Well, if Ed has 3 and Jake has 1, 2, 3, 4 more, Jake has 7 train cars, because each box is a train car. So Jake has 7 train cars, and we're going to draw a bar on our bar graph to show us that Jake has 7 train cars. And now for our very last clue, boys and girls. Ben has 2 fewer train cars than Ed. So we're going to go back to Ed's train cars, boys and girls. We see that Ed has 3 train cars. If Ben has 2 fewer, does that mean he has more or less? It means he has less. So 2 fewer means we're going to jump back 2 squares. Count with me. 1, 2. So how many train cars does Ben have? Ben only has 1 train car. And we are going to draw a bar to show Ben's 1 train car. And there we have it, boys and girls. You have taken this challenging story problem and made it into a bar graph. Now we are going to take another type of graph or another type of chart, our tally chart, and we are going to turn it into a picture graph. Because, boys and girls, one thing we know about our graphs is that they organize our data. And there is more than just one way to organize our data. So, looking at this tally chart that I have in front of me, we created this together the other day, boys and girls. I looked at my toys and I saw that I had red cubes, blue cubes, and orange cubes. How many red cubes did I have? I had 6 red cubes. How many blue cubes? I had 3 blue cubes. And I had 1 orange cube. Now we are going to take the information from our tally chart, the data from our tally chart, and we are going to make it into a picture chart today. We're going to make it into a picture chart. So, I know that when I use a picture graph, that I am going to use pictures to represent the data. On a tally chart, you use tallies. On a picture graph, we use pictures. So, since we are talking about cubes, I'm going to say that 1 cube equals 1 cube. That is what my pictures will mean. All right, so how many cubes, if I had 6 red cubes, how many pictures do I need to draw by my red cubes? I need to draw 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here, if you look at my tally chart, it tells me I have 6 red cubes. If you look at my picture chart, it also tells you I have 6 red cubes. The information is the same, but the charts are different. All right, let's look at the blue cubes. It says I have 3 blue cubes. Now I'm going to put that information on my picture graph by adding 1, 2, 3 cubes. My picture graph tells me I have 3 blue cubes, and my tally chart also tells me I have 3 blue cubes. And lastly, we are going to take this information, 1 orange cube, and put it on our picture graph. 1 orange cube. So now I have a tally chart and a picture graph that both have the same data, the same information. All right, boys and girls, your task for today is going to be to make a picture graph out of your tally chart. Your job today is going to be to make a picture graph. Yesterday, you made a tally chart of your toys. Today, you're going to take your tally chart and make a picture graph, just like I did. Have fun, mathematicians!